Monday, December 15th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. I'm your host, Chase Cooper, for today, alongside my producer for the next hour or so, Mike Bennet. I love the Santa hat. We got a great show for you today lined up. Excited to get into things. It's Monday. It's a fun weekend. Hopefully you got all your Christmas shopping in. Hopefully you don't have to do this week. But, yeah, let's get into things. CORBIE, going to lead the day, lead the show, as he always does on Monday. We're going to take a college football recap, but we're not going to look towards last week. There wasn't really much happening. The Army-Navy game, like a couple bowl games, a couple FCS games. Not really that interesting. Not much to talk about there. So we're going to look all the way back. For those of you who've watched the show for since its inception, CORBIE and I did a way too early college football playoff preview, playoff guess of who we think were going to be the 12 teams that made the college football playoffs. We're going to see how right or wrong we were. We're going to talk about what went wrong for us, what we were really right about. And then to close things out with him, he's going to hit on some college basketball stuff. And then just his most shocking moments from this college football year that he remembers. Just looking back on the great season that we had, now that the college football season is finally over. And then Pips is going to come on. Back-to-back green days for Pips last week. Jay Huff, Brandon Miller lost. Shot the ball 22 times. Couldn't get 21.5 points off that. That is crazy town. But Quinton Post, Jay Huff, both hit their overs. What we're looking for. Good stuff there from Pips. And finally, CLEV TA. First time on the show. Long-time listener, first-time caller. He's going to come on, talk Miami, Pittsburgh, talk some futures. Maybe we'll build a Monday SGP as well. And before we get into things, quick reminder here. We have a newsletter at the Hammer Betting Network. And if you're not subscribed to it, you're missing out on a ton of great information. The Monday newsletter is the best, in my opinion, because on Sunday, I'm trying to watch as much football as possible. I'm trying to take advantage of stuff live. I don't really pay attention to every single injury that happens on both sides of the football. But George does, and he writes about it every single week in our Monday newsletter. You're going to get in your inbox every single injury that happened over this past weekend of football, alongside some takeaways from Suma in the NFL, early leans from Alex Moretto. That's the Monday newsletter, one of the best we have here. The Wednesday is also pretty good because you get an early look at practice reports from every single team. You don't have to sift through every single team's Twitter or beat writer or go through ESPN and click on every single team's injury report. We'll have it delivered right to your inbox. We also have some EV props given out, courtesy of BetStamp. And then finally, Kirk's Hammer every Friday. Talks about the industry, what's going on in the industry, stuff that's helped him become a better. Whatever is on his mind. Sometimes he'll talk NBA. Sometimes maybe he'll talk Heisman. But, yeah, you're going to want to go subscribe right now over at thehammer.bet and never miss a newsletter, because I think it's a really good piece of content that we put out every single week, delivered really right to your inbox. Have you done all your Christmas shopping yet or no?
Yeah, actually, I'm finished. Okay. I got it done early. Gifts are wrapped, put under the tree. Just got to wait for Santa to come fill the stock. And, but what about you?
I'm behind.
Yeah.
I ordered some stuff online this weekend. I'm praying it comes in on time. If not, I am going to have to run to the mall.
All I got to say is time's just flown by. Like, it's crazy, man. I blinked and we're like halfway through December almost. Same with the NFL season. We're in week 16, going into week 16 after tonight. Like college football as well. It's just all flown by.
Yeah, it's crazy. It feels like you enter a time. I have to say this all the time. It feels like I enter a time vortex come September.
Yeah.
And then December hits and I'm like, has it really been 4 months already? I mean, we're almost getting into the offseason now with college football being over. At least I like to call it the sports mid-season break or off-season. We're also seeing some crazy stuff on Twitter already ramp up, which we saw last summer. Mm-hmm. They're going to be talking about that on Circle Back as well, live right after this show. So it's almost off-season time.
Yeah,
almost off-season time for the big sports here. But it's all right. We'll keep you locked in on everything else, though. If you like NHL, basketball, college basketball, heck, golf starting soon. Be tapped in. We'll be covering it all here on the show. Quick reminder before we get into things, smash the like button, goes a long way here on the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And just double check if you're subscribed. I'm going to be asking all December. That's my initiative here. Just want to make sure.
That's our gift.
Make sure you guys are subscribed, because if you're not subscribed and you think you're subscribed, you'd be shocked because you might not be. So just double check. Make sure you're subscribed. I know Corbie is about to come on. He's like, yeah, I for sure was subscribed to the show. I subscribed when you guys started this thing, and I looked 2 weeks ago when you said this. You're like, oh, shit, I wasn't subscribed. So he clicked the subscribe button, got one more. Anyways, let's bring him on. let's talk about things here. Is college basketball, college football better? College football originator as well. Corbie, how's it going?
Boys, first try. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
We're good. We nailed
It's a
it.
Christmas miracle.
We nailed it.
Let's go. It only took 3 months. So we're here.
Well, let's get like 4 weeks in a row before we celebrate anything. Because
To my defense, the last 2 weeks was not my fault.
Okay, fair.
So we'll call this 3 weeks. We'll call it 2.5 weeks, so to be fair.
All right. You're just throwing Mike under the bus here to start the show. I love it. All right. First of all, people can't see this, but if we can cut to a wide shot here, Corbie, I didn't compliment you. Your tree, you have it every year. Wide shot for Corbie.
Oh.
It looks fantastic. I love it.
Thanks.
I love it. It's the perfect little festive
What can I say?
treat.
No dog today?
I've got a little setup going. I got a signed Wright State jersey. Oh, this hand signed Wright State jersey. You know, Jason, where is Wright State? If you had to guess a state, what state is it in?
I don't know. Somewhere on the right coast.
That was awful joke. I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm not even gonna tell you the answer now.
Okay.
But,
I'll find
named
out.
after the Wright brothers, the plane guys.
Yeah.
You don't even know who the Wright brothers are.
I know who the
huh?
Wright brothers are. I know who the Wright
Yeah.
brothers are. They're never
I
wrong.
saw those eyes go back and forth.
They're never-
We don't have to do history lessons again.
No, we can't do that after my blunder last year with the Alamo Bowl. We're not going to talk about that, which I learned is like 3 degrees away from the Alamo War, by the way. But it still is basically.
It was the war was in the never mind. We'll continue.
All right. It looks like we're supposed to do a hammer decathlon. I think I might fail the American history part of it. So that'll be fun piece of off-season content. Anyways, let's get into things. We're already off the rails on a Monday. It wouldn't be the Hammer Daily if we weren't. Playoffs. I text you. I was like, "What do you want to talk about today?" And you're like, "I don't want to talk about college football anymore. It's like the same shit over and over again in December." So we're gonna look back, see where we were right, see where we were wrong. I think it was like a week. We're heading into week 3. We predicted who we thought was gonna make the college football playoffs. And if we can pull up the board right now for those who don't remember, James Madison, Tulane are currently in as 2 Group of 5 teams, which is probably the thing we were most wrong about. Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, A&M, and Ole Miss, 5 SEC teams. Another thing we were pretty wrong about. And then Texas Tech and Miami made it for ACC. We lucked into the ACC by saying Miami was going to make it. Bad process, but good outcome. Let's bring up your board, though, Corbie.
A+ on the homework.
Yeah, there we go.
Penn State, look at that.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy how much things change over the year. I will give you credit, though. You were early on the Big 12 championship there. Texas Tech at the top. We were both wrong on the ACC, but just looking at the teams that made it, the Group of 5, Memphis, kind of a horrible collapse down the stretch. Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, you were right about those guys. Penn State, oof, big miss. Miami, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech was close, but I think Miami probably wouldn't have made it if Georgia Tech made it. And then Ole Miss, A&M, and Texas. And you also had Utah in there as well. Looking back right now, what do you feel like you were, I don't want to say like most wrong about, but like just feel like you missed and like, yeah, where'd you feel like you missed?
We won't even say the obvious one there. I would say probably not even Memphis, honestly. Like Memphis, there's a lot of injuries. Kind of, I would say Georgia Tech. Like it was granted, it was a 7.5 to 1. Like I made this to have some fun.
Yeah, of course.
I would say Georgia Tech in the sense of like kind of bought into the steam while they were like the most fun. I mean, you and I were talking about Haynes King, Heisman. Like we were just having a good time. So like buying into the hype, maybe a little too early. Like honestly, they didn't even lose that many games, and they were never really in the talk. So probably Georgia Tech. The one I would say like I still feel fine about is Utah, who obviously isn't in, but my number has Utah like way higher than you would guess, Jason. I have Utah. I think I'll just tell you, I have Utah the 12th best team in the country.
Wow.
So I still don't mind having them in my. I know that that's not how this works, and they couldn't have just gotten in because of that. But I do think Utah is a very confident football team.
Listen, down the stretch there, they were pretty close to make it. They just needed a couple. They had a couple bad losses around the midpoint of the season, and they were close to making it. There was still a pot. They needed teams to lose. Was it Arizona State? I can't remember who they needed to lose.
BYU, I think.
BYU to lose. Yes, that's what it was to make the Big 12 championship. But there was a path there for them. They just didn't end up getting it. So I don't hate it. Listen, the committee also agrees with you. They had Utah as like the 15th right now in the college football rankings. So, hey, I think you were pretty right about that. Now it's time for you to make fun of me. I'm not going to make fun of you about Penn State because you know what that
was a bad one.
That was just unfortunate. I don't think anyone saw that coming. So I'll let you make
Broke
fun
his
of
ankle.
Yeah, I'll let you make fun of me here. Ohio State Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon. I nailed the Big Ten. ACC. Oh God, was I ever wrong about that? Florida State. What the hell was I thinking there? I think I again bought the early season hype. Same with USF. Bought the early season hype there. I had Arizona winning the Big 12. SEC seems above board though with Ole Miss, A&M, Alabama. Was wrong about Texas there. Yeah, where do you feel like I went wrong? What are you going to make fun of me the most about here? Is it Florida State?
I would say we both bought into the early season hype. You know, Florida State beats Bama. Yep. They're beating up on like the Citadel, and we're like, oh, who did they beat at the start of the year? It was a team that was like just god awful. And everybody's like, man, Florida State just scored 65 points on insert whatever team. I'll pull it up while we're talking. But yeah, I would say we just both bought in a little early, maybe. Kent State beat the hell out of Kent State. It's like, oh, sick, dude. I think you and I could probably put up 10 against Kent State. So 11 on 2, and we'd figure out a way to score. So no, I would say Florida State. Honestly, like Arizona State, but I get it. Like, again, they dealt with a lot of injuries. If you knew Jeff Sims was going to be the quarterback, would you have made the same decision? Probably not. And they had a chance to cover their season wins still. So I don't think it was that bad. I think a lot of people also like get worried in this idea of like they're going to be wrong on an opinion. And it's like, dude, I've made 3,000 opinions in the last week. I bet I was wrong about 1,450 of them. So like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, there's a story about, of course, everyone knows the story of Icarus when you don't want to fly too close to the sun. But the part that's left out of that story is the wings that Icarus had. If he got too close to the sea, he also would have I think it was the wax would have, or the glue would have rubbed off, and the feathers would have fallen, and he wouldn't have made it anyway. So it's not just about flying too close to the sun. It's also about don't fly too low to the sea. Got to find that right middle spot. So I've definitely been one to fly too close to the sun, but I told myself I would never be the one to be down.
How did you just pull out an Icarus fable out of all of this? We're talking week 3 college football, and you're like, wow.
Honestly, I've been mulling over that one for a while. I've had that in my bag prepared.
I was impressed.
Thank you. All right. We were listen. If we go back and watch that show, we were very clear, like, this is for fun. We're just trying to do it. It's so hard to predict things with injuries. It was literally 10 weeks ago. No, 11 weeks ago. Maybe even 12 weeks ago. Anyways.
In hindsight, that's not that bad.
Like, no, I think we crushed it.
Yeah, I bet you could do it. I mean, you definitely would have made money if you chose playoffs.
Yes.
I mean, our losses were like, I mean, even Penn State at the time was plus, I believe, 150 because I think I had the ticket. Yeah. And so, yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Texas Tech, I think, was the biggest one that I'm happy about for the both of us, where it's like, we're like, oh, yeah, this team is like really, really good. And we talked about some Texas Tech national championship futures. Hopefully they can bring them home for us. Big Ten was easy. I didn't let my USC bias get in the way of me. Honestly, I think if we did that like 4 weeks later, though, I probably would have picked USC, though, just because, like,
as the 1 seed.
Yeah. No, not as the 1 seed, but their schedule was just so soft to start the year. It's like, I don't know like, I'm not learning anything from this. Like, I don't know, not ready to buy in yet. And then the Michigan win happens. And yeah. All right. I want to ask you, I hope you have something prepared here. The most shocking moment from your memory this college football season. What do you have that maybe sticks out in your mind? Is it is it Arch Manning basically being the odds-on favorite to win, not odds-on, but like one of the highest favorite to win the Heisman this year and just looking atrocious? Was it Texas and Penn State being like the 1 and 2 team this year and just completely falling out of favor? What was the biggest thing for you?
Yeah, I did not have anything ready for this, but I've got one because you just tossed me off the best alley-oop I've gotten in quite some time, Jason. I had a tweet go like semi-viral recently, and it was Penn State plays Clemson in a bowl game, and I said, man, I can't wait to watch Drew Aller versus Cade Klubnik in the first round of the college football playoffs. So yeah, it's just like this idea that like the Heisman 2 and 3, the team 2 and 3, the potential number 1 and number 2 pick in the draft, and they're playing in the 6 and 6 bowl. It feels like, and neither of them have any hype. And obviously, Drew Aller will not be playing. Though I did have like 20 replies to that tweet. They're like, well, actually, Drew Aller is hurt. It's like, dude, shut the hell up. But yes, Drew Aller will not be playing. And so the Clemson Penn State could have made it bowl is probably my most excited bowl to watch. But yeah, that would be my takeaway. Is just like, especially in college, like I talk about this all the time, but like college markets, like the NFL, if you expect a team to be really good, they're not going to be really awful. Mm-hmm. Like you just might be less good than you thought. In college, like, I mean, we've seen it now. Like the drop off year over year can be like super substantial. So, yeah, that would be it. And then like the second one, like when you said it, the first thing that came to my mind is like, how crazy is that Florida State win versus Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
They dominated Alabama. Like they didn't beat them; they beat the hell out of them. And now Florida State is awful, and Alabama's in the college football playoffs. So that win looks crazy on paper. There are crazier wins, but that one just kind of sticks to me. Of like Florida State did whatever they wanted in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like it seems like Alabama treated week 0 as like a week 0 game where it's like they just didn't want to get up and play. It's like almost like they're a mini preseason game there. But hey, they it could have bit them in the ass really hard down the stretch here, but they got things together and end up making the playoffs here. I want to talk like not Sharon Moore, but the Michigan coaching situation, because that whole fallout happened. I think it was either the night or the day after. We talked last week Monday. Do you have anyone you like who you think should be or will be the next head coach for Michigan here? I know there was a ton of steam on Kenny Dillingham, but do you think there's still a chance Kalen DeBoer is the guy? Because listen, he comes out and he's like, "Oh, I'm all in on Alabama." Yeah, of course he's gonna say that. He has a game next week in 5 days. Of course he's gonna be all in with his team. Do you think there's a chance though that they can still get Kalen DeBoer, Michigan, even irregardless of DeBoer winning this week and Alabama winning this week?
I don't. I wish. I'm not the biggest. I don't think DeBoer fits in Alabama's scheme.
Okay.
We talked about this. Jed Fish seems like the name now, 42% per the exchanges, which I won't name here. But Kenny Dillingham, yeah, got some steam kind of bought all the way back down. And as of today, it looks like getting bought back up, Jason. So maybe we could have some fun. The most fun thing to look through on all these are like, who are the random names, that like people associate that like has a chance to win? My favorite is, of course, John Gruden getting some Dave Portnoy steam there.
Yes. Yeah. I think I asked, I don't know if it was Brad Powers on the air, but maybe it was Austin. Yeah, the John Gruden stuff. And he just instantly shot me down. He's like, yeah, no fucking chance. Just absolutely no chance.
I will say, Jason, I bought two things on this market in the exchanges. I bought John Gruden knows when it was like somehow 10%. Mm-hmm. I think I got 90 of one. So I'm laying like just crazy juice, but don't really care. And I bet Clark Lee knows. He got up to like 9 or 10%. Clark Lee is like the face of Vandy. He is not. I would be surprised if he ever leaves Vandy, especially the day after he signs his like massive contract and everything looks good and everything's right. I bought nose there, so a whole bunch of juice. I wouldn't recommend anybody do it, but I like pain. Jason, I thought about this. Do you enjoy betting underdogs, or do you enjoy like just some juicy favorites? I think that I truly find more joy in betting these just massive favorites.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I think there's. I don't know. It's just what I've bet some big numbers at like minus whatever 300, 500. Hey, I was willing to lay a ton on minus 340. No Pavia, and you can ask Kirk. He was like shocked the amount I was willing to bet up to. It depends on the situation, but yeah, I think that laying the favorite is a little bit more fun because you have a higher chance of winning, and the sweat you have when the bet size is so large is just so much more.
Exactly, and like when you bet an underdog, you go, yeah, they're supposed to lose anyways.
Exactly, you give yourself the
such a bailout answer.
Yeah.
If you lose, like example, I have a lot of money on Anthony Joshua, and it's like if he loses, people are like, oh, CORBIE, you're a dumbass. If I was to bet on Jake Paul, they'd be like, yeah, he was expected to lose.
Yeah.
And so I think it's fun, dude. I enjoy the sweat. So I do have some. If Clark Lee goes to Michigan, like I lose a lot of money, but I'm willing to take that risk, and I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, of course. And you actually just remind me, I have to go and bet because Jacob and I were talking. Were you on this when we were talking about?
No, I don't.
Maybe I don't think it was, but yeah,
I saw your video though. Yeah, I did see your video.
I was like,
and y'all somehow convinced yourself it's gonna be. It's not gonna be close.
No.
I've beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, I've walked
what
that
are we
back.
Talking about here?
I've walked that back pretty far. I'm now more worried about the fight not happening or getting like postponed and like having to sit.
That would be the closer thing for me. It's like I mean, Floyd Mayweather fought Logan Paul once, and at one point everyone was like, "It's just one punch." I'm like, dude, yes, correct. This is the greatest fighter that's ever fought versus Logan Paul. Now it's like you could say one of the guys. We won't go on this rant, but. Jake is going to lose.
He's going to get humbled.
I think you're right. And, I mean, I feel like the FanDuel lines are pretty decently efficient considering they're taking – listen, I know it's minus 1,300 right now on Anthony Joshua, but they're taking like I think $100,000 right now on Anthony Joshua if you have a lot of money and you want to click him.
Yeah, that's that I don't know if I like him that much.
I'm just saying.
Listen, here's the thing. If you ask me if the line is efficient, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Now, am I going to sweat it? Of course. Now, am I going to bet more on 1,300? No. But if I got a good number, like,
listen,
all right, we won't go to the boxing rant, but I will have Anthony Joshua for a sizable amount at not 1,300, and I will enjoy the hell out of it. Hey, I will tell you one more thing. Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather once. I know Rob has talked about it. It is the biggest bet I've ever taken relative to net worth still. Jason, you want to hear how funny this boxing match was? I convinced people to bet me straight up. I was like, I want Floyd. You can have Conor. And they were like, deal. I was like, people truly thought that McGregor had a chance. And
he did. Well, if you watch the fight, he actually did have a chance. But anyways, we're not going to get into that conversation here. I'm willing
Floyd told him he was going to beat him in the 9th round. He beat him in the 9th round.
I think it was the 10th round, actually. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll go back and forth on it. Anyways, I wanted to give you the opportunity, try to limit as little college football talk this week because, listen, we already talked about the games when they were first announced for the playoff. The bowl stuff is just way too early, too much to talk about there with what could happen. So I'll give you the floor. College basketball. Do you want to talk futures? Do you want to talk games tonight? Do you want to talk about games this week? Anything you're looking forward towards?
Let's go two things. First one, I'm going to go to college football. I know I'm the one who said I didn't want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about the NFL draft because I saw something today. I saw mock drafts.
Okay.
And I talked about this last year, and I'm going to talk about it again this year. If an Alabama quarterback is listed on the mock drafts, take his over. I saw Ty Simpson rated 31st in Mel Kiper's mock. If Ty Simpson goes 31st, Jason, I'll eat 10 hot chips. I'll eat hot chips for breakfast for the next week. He is not going 30. What are we watching? He is not going 31st. Same thing happened with Jalen Milroe. They were like, he's an elite quarterback. I'm like, dude, what? So that's my college football. The draft should be fun. Ty Simpson is not a 3rd round quarterback. He's not a 4th round quarterback. The second thing would be college basketball. I know it's almost the season to start getting into it. So we'll just make it light with a future. We'll go to the Wooden Award where Duke's Cam Boozer is the favorite and he's going to win, but I'm not here to tell you who's going to win. Of course that wouldn't be fun. He's like -125. Over the last 10 years, if somebody breaks into the minus odds favorite, Jason, they have never lost the Wooden Awards. If someone touches minus odds, they win. They go on to win. It's just college basketball is not a tough enough product. Like usually you're not going to like blow a lead. All of that said, Braden Smith 9-1. If you want to burn some money, Braden Smith is on pace to be the NCAA all-time leading assist man. All time. The greatest passer in the history of college basketball. How would you not give him the award? Not only is he on pace, Jason, I know you're not watching Purdue on your Saturday night, so let me just tell you. They beat Marquette by 20. Every starter got pulled. They said, hey, we won this game. We don't want to hurt anybody. Braden Smith played 31 minutes, and I will tell you, he did not look to take a shot. He knows that assist award is on the line, so he is passing his heart away. He's going to break the record, and if you want to lose money, betting a 9-1 with an assist record would be a fun way to do it. He's going to close 250, and Cam Boozer's going to win. Yeah, I love the way you talked about this though, because you're like, first of all, earlier in the show we're talking about how much we like not betting underdogs and like laying the juice at minus money, and then you're like, oh, by the way, this guy's going to win, but this other guy, he's going to come second, but you can still bet him. It's almost like the Diego Pavia Heisman stuff all over again. I do enjoy betting futures on people who are going to lose. It's a habit of mine. But if you want a future that's going to win, Jason, this is way further.
Okay.
The Dodgers next year, World Series. Get
out of here. And then one more thing I wanted to touch on. I don't even want to. I'm gonna just pass over that you mentioned that NFL draft. Ty Simpson is plus 650 right now to be the number 1 overall pick. I don't know if there's a no price on that where you can find that, but right now at FanDuel there's a no price. If there's a no price,
I'll take the no.
But yeah,
I will take the no.
Yeah, and then one more thing to look forward to in the NFL draft. Remind me, Corbie, when we're getting closer, because I already know Carnell Tate is going to be priced as the first receiver off the board. It's going to be Mekhi Lemon. I'm telling you right now. I've been banging this drum all freaking year. Let's let the dummies who are making these markets mess up first, and then we attack Mekhi Lemon to be the first receiver taken.
I will say, I don't know if it'll be Lemon or Tyson from Arizona State. But I did see that they have Carnell Tate going number 4, which, I think on the show I've talked about all the time. I think Carnell Tate is awesome. He was the X factor for that team. He's not the number one wide receiver. It would be Tyson for me. Tate and Lemon, I could flip flop. It would depend on like team fit. But I would agree with you. I think there's going to be a lot of value in that market. There's 3 really good receivers at the top.
The only thing holding Mekhi Lemon back is his height, but is the entire NFL going to make the same mistake twice on passing up on a guy who's shorter, who went to USC, who ends up being a top 5 receiver in the NFL like they did with Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? Like, is that going to happen again? I don't think so. Anyways, Corbie, appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat next week.
All right, boys.
Happy holidays. Great stuff there from the man himself, Corbie. Great way to start the Monday. Electric. Getting me in the Christmas spirit, too, as well, with the tree behind him. Also, I didn't say it off the top of the show, but happy Hanukkah to all our fellow friends out there. Happy holidays. Hope you're enjoying a safe and nice holidays. Before we get into our next guest, before we bring on Pips, just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors over at FanDuel. Football fans, the best way to game day is on FanDuel. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets, from yards to touchdowns to who will win with FanDuel. Any play can be the play of the game, and when the Steelers and Dolphins play tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 25% SGP profit boost token. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/forwardprogress. That's FanDuel.com/forwardprogress to enhance your Monday night with a 25% SGP profit boost token. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Please play responsibly. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas and Philly, Kansas Star Casino, 18 plus and present in DC, 19 plus and physically located in Ontario, 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost token. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit rghelp.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/China in Connecticut. Or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Or text Hope and Y in New York. This is a paid endorsement. Call Connex Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 or visit connexontario.ca. All right, up next, I let him sit for a little bit too long there. Pips, I apologize. He's an NBA props originator, co-founder of Props Madness. Pips, how's it going, my friend?
Hey, man. Going well. 3 straight profitable days.
Yep.
We are counting them. Almost a sweep. Our guy, Brandon Miller, cleaned the line, 21.5 with 22 field goals, but not with points. Yeah, happens. Other 2 were kind of easy, if I remember correctly. Post killed the line, and what's the third bet we had?
Jay Huff, he had 12 points. We had over 9.5. So, exactly like you drew it up. He was going to get his minutes because, of course, defensively, he's not going to lose minutes because he's so good defensively. Jay Huff.
Yeah, he had 8 attempts from 3, as I said in the analysis. Embiid not leaving the paint, leaving it wide open. He had 8 wide open looks, maybe even 10, but didn't pull on everything. But he was wide open entire game. So
got enough to get us over the hill.
Thankfully, he made 3 out of 8. Yeah,
there we go. And then Brandon Miller, though, you talked about it, 8 from 22. Also 2 of 8 from the 3. Like, just sink one or two more buckets and you get us there, buddy. Like, come on. Yeah. It was a close one. He had 18 points,
the game also went almost to the overtime and then didn't. And the ton went other way, but 2-1, great. Let's go.
All right. That's all right. Because we only have 1 prop for today. It's an SGP.
2.
2?
2. I sent you SGP. I'll say 1 lean and then I'll share another straight bet.
Okay, let's start with
the same game parlay. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you take away the same game parlay. I'm gonna quickly read it off here though, before you, just so people can get it in first. We're gonna go to the Mavericks and Jazz game. Brandon Williams 10 plus points. Brandon Williams 4 plus assists, and then Max Christie 2 plus threes. Combine that together, get that at plus 310. Brandon Williams 10 plus points. Brandon Williams 4 plus assists. Max Christie 2 plus threes plus 310 is the number you're looking for. Talk us through this one, Pips.
So first, starting off, Brandon Williams kind of lost couple of minutes lost to the Nemhard guy playing minutes on 10-day contract. I think that's probably won't happen much in this, not tonight. D'Angelo Russell is out, so he lost couple of games minutes because D'Angelo got hot. Last 3 games, 24, 23, 26. So if you look when he's playing between 20 to 26 minutes this season, 9 plus in every single game, 13 points average. Matchup is kind of great. Horrible transition defense, horrible free throw defense, horrible spot up, all the way horrible defense. So Jazz think he gets 10 points tonight. And bigger part is assists. He should get 4+ assists in this matchup, like easily. Jazz allowed the most assists in the league, the most to his position, overall second worst defense. Just smash spot for assists, so I went with a combination of both, as I think they are kind of lower side on his minutes, and combining that, his assist, high correlation with guys like Max Christie, who is a shooter on this team. And if you take a look at the season when he gets 20 to 34 minutes against teams that are not great spot-up defense, we can see that he cleared this line in 15 out of 17 games, averaging 2.8 threes a game. Minus 140 on straight, also good bet. I just wanted to give 3 legs for boost token on FanDuel. All 3 make sense. All 3 have value together. Plus 300 something. Remind me 310. Yeah, with the boost token, probably much higher. So love this spot. Love this correlation between Brandon Williams and Max Christie.
All right. Just quick recap for those who missed it. Brandon Williams, 10+ points. Brandon Williams, 4+ assists. Max Christie, 2+ made 3. It's the theme of the Pips segment, it feels like. 3-point shooters versus the Jazz. Spot up 3 shooters. That's what we want to take. That's what we want to attack, because the Jazz, they're not fixing it anytime soon, it seems like. So, yeah, that's the SGP. Do you want to start with the lean or the other prop that you, the official prop that you had? You can talk through either one.
Let's start with the lean. Start with the lean. Back to the Props Madness screen. Jaylen Brown. Fun one when he gets 26+ minutes, averaging 31.1 points this season. When so Pistons are kind of below average, bottom of the league in transition defense. So when he's not facing, also he scores the same amount of points as pick and roll, ball handler, and transition. When we filter out the best defenses against pick and roll ball handlers, he averaging 32 points over in 12 out of 15 games this season. It's a huge number. And additionally, when you look at head-to-head, already scored 41 and 33 against the Pistons. But most interesting part is this. 25 field goal attempts first game and 15 free throws. Second game, 32 field goal attempts and 8 free throws. So he's averaging more than 1 field goal attempt when we include free throws. More than 1 per minute, which is absolutely insane. Usage has been 42% and 50%, probably the highest usage we've ever seen. 50%, that's higher than Embiid, that's higher than Luka Doncic. 50% usage. Why? Because they don't allow spot up, they allow single coverage. They want him to take these many shots, and he scored 33 points and 32 shots. That's horrible. But that's the way they want to defend. And if you take a look, entire career games, if you take a look at the games when he had even similar usage, like 35% or higher usage, we get this. And if you exclude the games where he played for low minutes, 30+, we can see that he's killing this line with this kind of usage. And this is conservative usage. He had 43 and 50%. We did just 35+. So yeah, if you do 40%, it's smaller sample size, but he's just killing it. And yeah, it's a lean because this is absolutely amazing defense from the Pistons. So yeah, I have to play over on 29.5 against great defense, but he did it. It works for him well, and they will allow him a ton because that's the way they defend.
Yeah.
So that's the lean.
Yeah.
Minus 115 on FanDuel.
Yeah, minus 115 on 118 is what I see to score 30+ points on FanDuel. So just a slight tick up there as we were talking about it. But if you're looking to listen, Pips, we talk about being aggressive all the time. If people want to be aggressive, to score 40+ points, plus 520, to score 50+ points, which would be insane. 25-1 though. But again, if you're attempting a shot every minute, like that is, you just need some shooter luck, and there's a path to 50 there. Yeah. Okay, let's get into the next prop you wanted to talk about, our official play of the day.
Okay, so it's Lauri Markkanen for Jazz against the Mavs. Looking at this, we can see the spread is 1.5, which is kind of great spread because Utah has been part of so many blowouts this season. So the first filter I'm going to use, since it's a almost even spread, it will be win-loss margin. So when Lauri Markkanen plays in a game that finishes with plus minus 15 points, when it's not a blowout, one or the other side, when it's a close game, Lauri Markkanen shows up. He's averaging 30 points a game, 31 points a game in those close games, and this is the lowest spread so far this season for Lauri. And we can look that he scores 53% of his points in the paint. And when they exclude, and looking at Dallas, they allow second most points in the paint. They don't allow many threes. As we can see, they allow fourth least threes. So they are kind of forcing guys to the rim. And Markkanen enjoys that and scoring 53 points in the paint. And if you look at the teams who are not top paid defense, if you just exclude best 6 teams in the paint defense, his scoring goes up. If you go all the way down to the below average paint defense, we can see that he covered it in all 6 games, averaging 35 points a game. So yeah, if you are having a horrible paint defense and allowing ton of points there, Markkanen is coming for you, and we've seen this happen in plenty of games this season. Maybe these teams are not great on defending. Like usually, poor paint defense means poor defense overall, which is not the case with Dallas. As we can see, most of these teams ranked bottom of the league. But if we just do like I firstly did, excluded just the best teams and then excluded bottom of the league in defending, we can see that like when he faced above average defense overall, that's horrible defense that's allowing ton of paint points, he's still averaging 33.4 points, scoring 26 against Memphis on horrible shooting, 29 against great defense of Houston Rockets, and 51 against Phoenix Suns. The only game he came short was against Wolves, where he scored only 21, but Wolves are much better wing defense than have much better stoppers on wings than Dallas have. So betting on over Lauri Markkanen 25 points, minus 122, minus 120, minus 118 widely available.
Minus 120 is widely available on the over of 25 and a half there for Lauri Markkanen points. And yeah, Pips, that's about it for today. Quickly, before you head out here, I need to ask, did you any update on the Zubats Godfather shirt? Have you found anything yet, or is it you haven't been looking? Have you?
You need to send me a private message before the show, and I'll find it for you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to do that. I'll make sure I'll do it. I'll bug you midweek about it because I need that shirt. All right.
Fair, completely fair. Yeah, it's on me. It's on me.
It's also on me. Don't worry. I'm just egging you on a bit here. Pips, appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat soon. Happy holidays to you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Awesome stuff there from Pips. Great stuff. Lauri Markkanen over 25.5 points, minus 120 is what we're looking for here. And then also the SGP, Brandon Williams, 10 plus points, 4 plus assists, and Max Christie, 2 plus 3 points, plus 310 is what we're looking for. And Pips also looking towards Jaylen Brown. Maybe take some alts. Pretty interesting stuff there. All right. Before we get into our next guest, before we bring on TA, just want to quickly remind you guys, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we turn on the Hammer Daily. And then we turn it over into Edric Overtime. Rotating guests, panelists, straight hockey talk, 30 minutes. Got to change this ad read because it's apparently not having rotating guests. It's just Moretto and So Money every time. But you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. Love having those guys on. You want to quickly play Guess the Line right now? Do we have anything teed up for that? Or
Yeah, I got Guess the Line. I'm ready to go if you want to play it.
yeah, let's go through it right now.
We'll bring it up. So let me see here. You caught me off guard, but I got it.
All good.
All right, so Guess the Line. We took only one NFL prop. I like to test you with the NBA stuff. So we're looking to the Dallas Mavericks and obviously the Utah Jazz. They played tonight. And we're going to go to Anthony Davis, points, rebounds, and assists. Sorry.
Is Anthony Davis projected to play the full amount of minutes here?
Based on the line that I saw when I created this, I'd say so.
Okay.
But subject to change, obviously. Street clothes can be questionable, but right now he's playing.
All right. Horrible fashion sense, so I'm going to knock down a couple points, rebounds, and assists here. So I'm going to go with 35.5.
Okay, good first guess. We're going to start 35.5 as the lowest, and we're going to go up to like 47.5 being the highest.
Ooh. All right. It's got to be 42.5 then.
So 35.5 and 42.5 is in between, the numbers in between.
Okay. What's 39.5 feels like a lucky number for me.
So wrong. It's his line is priced at 37.5.
Okay. Wow. I was really close to that first guess. Then that's all good. All right. Total in the Knicks.
We're going to the NBA Cup, and we're going to be looking at the total points in this matchup. Obviously, the San Antonio Spurs knocked off the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Knicks beat up on the Magic. So we're looking at their total here.
Okay.
First hint I have for you, the over-under, it's juiced towards the under.
It's juiced towards the under, so it's got to be like a higher total. I'm going to go with 240.5.
So lower.
Lower. Okay.
That's the highest we're going to go.
Okay.
And the lowest we're going to go is, let's say, like 226.5.
I still think it's high, 232.5.
So 232.5 and 226.5.
Oh, it's really low. Okay. 228.5.
Right on the money. Yeah.
There we go.
228.5 juice towards the under.
Also,
that's crazy though.
Yeah.
I was looking at that line and I was like, wow.
You screwed me up because you always give me the highest total on the board. So I'm like,
yes. So I was on my way here doing it, and I was like, dude, I know he always looks for the higher ones. I'm gonna do the lower one.
Okay, all right.
And actually, it's lowest slate. So we're gonna go to passing props for Monday Night Football. We're going to Aaron Rodgers. We're going to his longest pass.
Oh, again, like I don't look at the longest reception, longest pass market that often.
And I'm gonna give. Well, DK is obviously playing. I think. Don't know if it's like he was hospitalized due to his stomach and stuff. Obviously, I think he's a full snap guy. But yeah.
Is it like 28.5? That feels like low. I don't know, 20.5.
Okay, we'll start as 20.5 being like the lowest number, and we'll go up to like 35.5 being the highest.
32.5.
Higher. 32.5, 35.5.
33.5.
Yeah, right on the money.
There we go.
Yeah, 33.5. That's wild.
The initial guess in my mind was going to be 32.5, and then I kind of got scared off it. Also, I'll give him his flowers because I like to make fun of him a lot. Kirk Evans came on the show and talked about Victor Wembanyama to win the MVP of the NBA Cup.
Mm-hmm.
What's it priced right now? He's +3. He was plus. I'm kicking myself because I didn't bet that live and I forgot when I got home. He was 40-1. Now he's +380.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Good stuff there, Kirk. Obviously, they still need to win, but it seems like it's if you like San Antonio to win, maybe you take a shot at the +380 here instead of the +116 that the Spurs are.
I honestly think the Spurs will take the Knicks.
Yeah, it's a close one. It's
going to be a defensive matchup, no doubt about it.
Should be good.
Are we getting Wemby back? Who knows?
Who knows? All right. Let's bring him up. Cleve TA. He is a longtime listener, first-time caller, someone with a very large Ohio State bias, and the biggest Gannon apologist in the Cleveland area. TA, how's it going, my friend?
Uh-oh. Okay, 1 second.
Okay, let's see if we can get him on. We'll work out this stuff behind the scenes. We're going to talk a little bit about some NFL. We're going to focus a little bit more on futures.
He was muted.
TA, you good? Can you hear us? We'll get this stuff sorted.
Can you hear me?
There we go. We got you. We got you now. It's all good. It happens. You like my little intro there?
I'm a what apologist? Would you say?
A Jonathan Gannon apologist.
Oh, here we go.
The biggest Gannon apologist in the Cleveland area.
Well, the last month and a half has been pretty brutal. So yeah, if he keeps giving up 40+ games, he's going to be gone.
No, I think he'll stick around for a little bit more. I think Kyler Murray bought him a ton of time with how poor he looks. Then
he's the most injured team in the NFL too.
Yeah. It's listen. I'm just giving you shots a little bit here. Let's talk about the Miami-Pittsburgh game, which I haven't brought up yet, by the way. If you watched our Friday show, we are sweating our underdog parlay on this Miami game. George, absolutely nailed. Who did he have? Saints. George
Miami,
nailed the Saints.
Saints, and you guys took
We took the Chargers.
Chargers,
and then now we have Miami tonight.
What's that pay?
So TA, 17-1, I think.
I think it was 16-1.
Nice.
So yeah, we're sweating through it right now. TA, why don't you just quickly break down what you see happening in this game here from a sides and totals perspective, and Dolphins at Steelers Monday Night Football.
Yeah, so I liked Miami all week, and then was kind of waiting. Was sitting at 3, and then it moved to 3.5, and grabbed it literally as the TJ Watt news was coming out about his punctured lungs. So got a good number there that immediately went down to 3, and it looks like it's been bouncing back and forth a little bit the last 2 days. So it's a little bit of a tug and pull between 3 and 3.5. But I think I like the Dolphins here. If you just look at kind of blind resume over the last second half of the season, I mean, the Dolphins are one of the top 10 teams in the NFL from a lot of the advanced metrics. We look at net success rate or EPA. I mean, they're 8th best in the NFL from a defensive EPA standpoint, which is crazy considering how poorly they started the year. Mm-hmm. And so I think they're a little bit undervalued from that perspective. Now, they haven't faced the toughest of competition, and they've relied on some turnovers here the last month. But generally speaking, they're just playing much better ball. And I don't know if the kind of the pull on the Steelers from the market perspective is just something that we've seen the Steelers take money almost every week. I mean, if you remember a couple of weeks ago at home versus Buffalo, they were getting hit late. I think last week against the Ravens, they got hit. So they typically see game day money, so it doesn't surprise me that much. But I'm not a believer in this Steelers team generally coming off a big win too. I think there could be a little bit of a overvalue in the market. I don't think there's much separating these teams. If anything, they're almost equally rated in my eyes. So to get 3.5, I think is good value. I mean, the problem is Devin Achane has been, he's banged up in the last game. Sounds like he's going to be fine and good to go, but you just never know. And what concerns me defensively from Miami is, I think this whole kind of cold weather team or a warm weather city and a cold weather team is, warm weather team in a cold weather city is a little bit overplayed generally. But there has been some, there is some research out there that it's just tougher to tackle when it comes to kind of below freezing temperatures generally. And then when you add, guys that maybe are not used to it, it gets a little bit more difficult. But I think from the Tua perspective, people will cite his record in very, very cold games. But and I know I dropped this in our Forward Progress chat. Like, look who he played in those games. He's played four teams below freezing in his career. And it's been Buffalo twice, the Chiefs in that playoff game, 2 years ago when it was like single digits. And then last year, Thanksgiving in Green Bay. I mean, that's 4 Super Bowl contenders. It was 4 top 10 pass defenses too. So, and his last game against Green Bay last year, he had one of the best games of the entire season, a 56% success rate, plus 0.173 EPA per drop back. Like, he was really good. It's just the defense that let him down. And so I don't think that's much of a concern. And this has become a really run heavy offense. This is the second most run heavy offense from a neutral game perspective over the last 6 weeks. Like, they're running the ball a ton with Achane. And I mean, they haven't needed to do much. I don't think he's thrown for more than 175 yards in any game in the last 5-6 weeks. So it's been mainly an Achane kind of on occasion Jalen Waddle and now Darren Waller type of game, and they're just leaning on that run game. So I think they're going to continue that. I think it's going to be lower scoring. The Steelers are missing a couple of guys on the offensive line. I mean, they're down to their 3rd left tackle after Andres Pete got knocked out. So I think it's Calvin Anderson who's starting as a veteran, used to play for the Broncos, really struggled. So, I'm not sure that Rodgers is going to have a ton of time here to look down the field. You got the Metcalf, coming off that injury with the stomach. And they've got guys like they had Adam Thielen and MVS running routes last week. So, they're in desperation mode. But I think at worst it's a really low scoring tight game. But I think Miami could win this.
All right. Yeah, I like the Miami win as well. And quickly, I'm going to step away from this game for a second because I want to talk about the something you mentioned there with Miami. Achane's been like the lifeblood of this team, of this offense. When we've kind of thought they were down and out, they were going to be one of the worst teams in the league, but their offense kind of come back, and Achane's been like the real heart and soul of things here. I know they don't really have the record to justify a player winning this award, but like offensive player of the year, I just look and in Jackson Smith and Jigba, who I absolutely love, hasn't really been that good for the last couple of games. Achane's 150 to 1. Like, is that not? Don't you think he should be like? I don't know if he's going to win, but 150 to 1 seems crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't think Miami's good enough. I mean, you got to make the playoffs to win this award. So, unless I don't even know what their playoff
They're like
odds are right now
to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
like, good luck.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, he's been awesome. He's been a one-man show. 7th in scrimmage yards in the NFL. So he's been great. Like there's no doubt about it. But to me, this is really come down to a 2.5-man race. I think it is between the two receivers with JSN and Puka, who I think Puka's got some value considering Adams is likely to be out this week. If he has a big game and the Rams beat Seattle, I think he really leaps up the board. So I think not having Adams could help because he's going to get 15 targets probably in this game. So I do think he has a shot to really put up some big numbers. He has slowed down. He was slowing down until the last couple of weeks. I think his target share has increased each of the last 5 games, so they started getting more involved. I mean, unfortunately, Devontae Adams just hogs all of the short touchdowns, which is killing him from that perspective. Because from a yardage standpoint, if you look at kind of yards per game, he's like only a couple yards behind JSN, but I think he's behind by 3 or 4 touchdowns, and that's probably going to be the difference if unless he makes a run here at the end. So without Adams, maybe he can, if he can get 100 yards and 2 touchdowns and they beat Seattle, like he's going to probably be neck and neck with JSN. So he's the guy I would look at. I think he's, what is he on? Right now? Yeah, 16 to 1. I think is really good numbers because the only other person who really is viable, I mean, obviously Jonathan Taylor, but I just don't see the Colts making the playoffs. And then I think also seeing, Christian McCaffrey just because he's getting so many touches, but his rushing numbers are not very good. So I think that hurts him a little bit, but I do think that if Puka from kind of a value perspective has a good case right now.
All right, let's stick with one more award. You wanted to talk about Offensive Rookie of the Year. We're not going to look at Travion Henderson, who's plus 190 right now. We're not going to look at Mecca Buka, who's plus 250 right now. We're not even going to look at Tedoroya McMillan, plus 280. We're not even going to look at Jackson Dart, plus 450. You want to talk Tyler Shuck, 16 to 1. The floor is yours. Talk us through this one.
Oh wait, he's down to 16 to 1 now.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so I was.
Fault, by the way.
By the way, I sent you a message on this, like just because I wanted to gloat more than anything. Not that I think he's. No, I'm just kidding. No, so I tweeted it out probably 3 weeks ago before they were playing the Falcons, and they were favored over the Falcons, if you remember. And he was at 250 to 1 on FanDuel, and I just said, look, there's a path for him. There's just nobody stepping up. Dart had, was sitting with a concussion at the time. And I said, look, he's got, if you look at his schedule, but besides being favored over the Falcons at that point, he had the Panthers, we've got coming up the Titans and the Jets and the Falcons again. Like his schedule, it was the easiest schedule in the NFL at the end of the year. And he was playing well. So I think from a value perspective, I thought it made sense to get in at that number. Obviously, when you're 250 to 1, like odds are not good. Like I wasn't expecting him to win. Right. So I got a lot of flack about it. So, and then they lose that game to the Falcons, and he was up to like 300 or 400 to 1, and I thought it was dead. But winning back-to-back games, he was really good against Tampa 2 weeks ago. He was really good yesterday. He's just making smart plays, and the Saints, obviously winning 2 in a row, and then they're favored by 5.5 this week against the Jets, and then they've got the Titans and the Falcons. Like they could easily run the table here to end the year, and if he just puts up decent numbers, like I think there's a lot of recency bias out there, and nobody is stepping up from a rookie standpoint. I mean, Travion Henderson, was really good yesterday, but he's just kind of like he's hitting a couple of explosive plays. He's not very consistent, and just on the season, his numbers are all not that great. So I just think if Shuck wins 2 out of the next 3 at least, and puts up modest numbers, like he's gonna have a real good case. I don't think Dart has any case at all. I think Ted McMillan's just been too inconsistent. He's fine. Like he's definitely the other guy I would look to. But I just think that Shuck, even, look, 16 to 1 is probably a little bit too short. But I think if it was, you might be able to shop around and find 25 to 1s out there. Maybe I saw this morning at another place. That might be worth a look.
All right. Yeah, it's a damn shame because Woody Marks seems like if he were just able to not get hurt every single game, he might have a better
Every
chance of
game.
winning. Yeah, like every game, he might have a chance of winning this award. But 175-1. It looks like my preseason Hammer Draft Series offensive rookie of the year. I thought I was sitting pretty with Igbokwe, Dart, Marks, and who was the last one I had? I had Hampton. I was looking good to start the year, but I think I'm cooked. All right, let's close this one out by building an SGP for the Dolphins and Steelers game. Dolphins, I'm going to build the first 2 legs, and then you're going to close it out with the last 2 legs. I'm going to go Dolphins money line because we need it. And then I'm also going to go take Kenneth Gainwell over 26.5 rushing yards. Combine that together, plus 371. Finishes off for us here. The last 2 legs of this SGP. What would you have?
What's funny is I was actually looking at Gainwell receiving yards, but yeah, if Warren's 6, so he may get the rushing, so I don't mind that. So the Dolphins they do struggle defending tight ends. When you look at, they've allowed, I think they're tied for the highest rate of opposing tight ends to go over their seasonal numbers from both a reception and yardage standpoint. Problem is, I don't know who the hell I was going to take for Pittsburgh from a tight end perspective, because Washington has been hurt and off a concussion, and Jonnu Smith's done nothing. It is a revenge game, so I want to take one of them to catch a touchdown. So let's go Freiermuth anytime touchdown.
Okay, Freiermuth anytime touchdown.
Yeah, and then I'll just take his over receptions just to close it out. I'll do a double. I'll have a big tight end game from Freiermuth and hope he's the one that Rodgers targets this week.
All right, let's hope he's the one. Combine that all together, you get plus. You get 35-1 here. So that's Dolphins money line. Gainwell over 26.5 rushing yards. Freiermuth anytime touchdown. Freiermuth over 1.5 total receptions. 35-1.
Wait, he's only 1.5. Is that right?
Minus 160 towards the over though. It's pretty juicy.
Can let's do an alt. Let's do an alt reception.
2, 3.
Yeah. They actually lead. They've actually allowed the highest alt percentage. I use alt as like a 20% above average. So get it. Yeah, above 3. Let's do it.
All right, let me see.
What is that?
Hold on.
Let's get the bigger payoff.
This one gets us to 46-1 is what we got here for the 3+ reception. So again, Dolphins money line, Gainwell over 26.5, Freiermuth anytime touchdown, and then Freiermuth 3+ receptions. 46-1 is what we get over at FanDuel. And TA, me and you, like handshake meme. We love our tight ends. We love our tight ends for to score anytime touchdowns and just hitting the props on them. So should be good. Appreciate you joining the show, TA. Appreciate you having you on for the first time ever. I know you're a staunch listener of the show. You're here every single week, every single day. Even though you don't like to message in the chat, I know you're in the background because you always send me stuff about the show afterwards. But yeah, appreciate you joining us for here today, and hope you have a good rest of your holidays. Chat soon.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
Awesome stuff there from TA. Love having him on. Love bursting his bubble a little bit about Jonathan Gannon. A little bit fun here to do. And that wraps up today's show. Before we sign off, though, we have a special surprise. Kirk, how's it going?
Doing good.
Get close to the mic. This is not your first time.
I wasn't ready. First time in this seat.
It is the first time in that seat. I'm going to pull that a little bit closer. I brought you on because I told you I was going to do an NBA SGP. We're obviously not doing that. I'm giving you the floor right now to admit that you were wrong on Diego Pavia, because the source of truth that you guys used, that on-3 poll, the athletic poll, was way wrong. Did you see the voting skew for Fernando Mendoza this week in the Heisman voting?
No,
Okay.
I didn't. But I'll say this. I saw the video of Pavia partying at the club. He sucks.
He sucks. He's the worst.
Sucks.
All right, that's a win.
I'll admit that. I'll admit that.
I'll take that. I apologize for railroading you. I just wanted to do this on air. So
No,
a little bit fun.
Anytime.
But you can say I was like.
I need to see what the voting was, but I don't. Why would? I just don't see why that would be wrong. Unless did Pavia get way less votes than Sayan?
No, you just got basically no first place votes.
Yeah. Okay, but we never thought he was winning. We'll be debating this till the end of time.
And what do you want from Starbucks? I'll go get it to you after the get it for you after the show.
A medium coffee.
All right, done. All right, that's a bet I have to pay on. I'm worried you're gonna call me a Welch or something. Anyways, appreciate you jumping on. I appreciate you being a good sport about this. Appreciate you letting me pull out of the bet, even though it won anyways.
I would owe you money right now.
Some would be most people would say thank you after this scenario like this, but you're just
me thank you to you.
All right, this is done. You got to go back to Circles Off. I had my fun here. Appreciate you joining, Kirk. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope you got a good laugh out of that. let's wrap things up here. Do us a favor, smash the like button.
Around the
Goes a
hammer.
long way here on the channel. If you're new to the channel as well, hit the subscribe button as well. Up next, we got Circle Back on the Circles Off YouTube channel. Go check it out. Hit the books live, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Brad Powers, Joey Kanish. Then, of course, our watch along with myself, with Rob, with George is going to be here watching his Dolphins, and Rob will be in his Dolphin suit. You're not going to want to miss this. He finally pays back his bet.
This
2 years later. 2 years later.
This
Where
costume
were you
is
2 years
worth
ago?
it, man.
It's a good one.
Anyways, let's get out of here.
You're going to want to tune into that. Anyways, appreciate you guys joining the show. That wraps up. That's about everything for today. This has been the Monday, December 15th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. We will see you guys right here tomorrow.